Is there any live stream? Okay. Firstly, I want to start by saying thank you to Sam for telling me about StreamYard. I think I will have to remove my subscription to the other places where I'm spending about $45 a month, and I'm going to invest it in StreamYard. But at the moment, I'm just trying it out. As you can see, the logo is up in the corner. So that's not important. What is important is that I can actually share the screens with you, and I can also invite people into the actual live stream. So I'm not sure who's on. I can see there's one viewer, but I'm not sure who that is. You're welcome to say hello in the chat. It's almost 5 minutes away from midnight here in Sydney. So what a nightmare. I got on here at about, well, it was about, to be honest, about 8:30. And I was fiddling around trying to sort out how to connect the Streamlabs OBS to YouTube, which worked, but then it wouldn't help me share any screen. So this is my dilemma. Maybe it will help me share this stream if I were to use it. I don't know. Really don't know. But I thought maybe we can just go and talk about the Dust versus Spirit Orbs. As I actually find on our website, the highpriestessstudio.com, it is actually one of the most popular blogs that are on the website. And we average, thousands a month that are actually all across the world looking at that particular blog, and it seems to be like the most popular. I'm not going to take it personal, but it is the most popular blog. I think it's because people want to understand how to tell the difference between dust and a real spirit orb, because to see a spirit orb, if you've been a person who has seen a real spirit orb, you don't need any kind of flash on your phone. You don't need any type of you don't need any type of real thing to illuminate it, because they are self-illuminated. That is number one with the spirit orbs. The problem is we have dust everywhere. No matter how clean we are, no matter how anal we are with vacuuming, with dusting, with polishing, everything. When we go out on locations, remember, if it's cool, you're going to have a lot of moisture in the air, which is, if you're using a flash on your camera, that's going to illuminate that moisture. It might not be raining, but there is moisture in the air. And not only that, when you're walking, dust is coming off your clothes, dust is coming off your hair, dust is, being kicked up from the floor, everything like that. And as you talk, the reverberation of your voice can actually shake dust off walls or off things around you. This is why it's really important. Oh, order. Okay, well, I'm going to send you the invite. Bless your heart. Let me just go in and, where are we? Click on here. Starting to feel like a bit of a whiz now. Okay, so there's the invite. So that should work. That'll be great if you can actually join. So just remember that with dust, it's all around us. It is on our clothes, it's on our hair, it's on our skin, you know, like, oh, what's that? Oh, that must be a reply. Okay. Okay, so I don't know who's watching. I don't even know whether we've got any people watching. I'm just going to. I think you're the only one watching. Oh my God. So, going back to the dust, it is everywhere. You can't avoid it. It's going to be on everything, and it will, you know, like it will show up when you're using flash. If you're shining a light, another thing too, to give you an example of that, let me just show you something. I'm going to point my camera at the wall, and oh gosh, let me just take the camera out of here because I've got this silly wallet thing in it. Okay, so yeah, so I'm going to hold that there, and I'm going to do an experiment. I'm just going to show you how you can actually have false positives. If you've gone into a room and you've sprayed, like say you've sprayed some deodorant or, you know, stuff like that. So I'm going to spray this. Okay, now look at this. See that there? That is from the spray. Smells nice too. Let me try and get that focused. Focus, you stupid thing. Maybe. All right. So that gives you an idea of. But sometimes when you have certain sprays, different sprays have different effects. I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm just going to open this. All right, now, see this particular one here. I don't know whether, hang on, let me just bring it up. This one here, that is moisture. They are not spirit orbs. That is moisture. So all that would be moisture in the air. Okay, moisture. Sometimes if it's, you know, like look, most of these images are night. What's happening? Is it gone? Okay. It's opened up this window. All right. So that is moisture. And if you have a look at the majority of the photos, they're taken over nighttime. But spirit orbs can actually appear in the daytime. Now this one, because it's on its own and it's not clustered like the others, there's a very good chance that is an actual spirit orb. Let me just make sure this is showing. I just don't trust these things anymore. Okay, good. All right, so that could very well be a spirit orb. This one here, that could very well be a spirit orb. The only thing though is, why does it keep doing that? Okay, well, maybe we can just have a look here. Is that even showing that? No, don't even think it's showing the other page. All right, so I scroll down. Okay, here's another one. Now, as you can see, flash has been used. If you take a photo without using flash, now that could be a light from something. I don't know because I wasn't there. I can't say one way or another, but it looks like, if that is, say, a light coming through a hole in the wall, because around here it looks like it's daylight. So that similar color could actually be light just coming through, and it looks very pretty, and it's appeared as an orb. Now this one here, this could be, it could be an orb. It could very well be an orb. The thing is, if you have a look, there's no illumination behind here. There's a light source in the background. So it's very possible that particular light source is just the light itself. But this seems to have its own illumination. Keep in mind, though, if this person was using a flash and, say, a bug flew in the middle of the photo, it would illuminate. And sometimes you can also have spiders that actually do illuminate under, ultraviolet light or infrared, or full spectrum, I should say. I've recently come to believe that one particular video, which, I really love the person. They had an orb video, and when I took a closer inspection of it, it was a spider. And I was gutted because, this is someone who I really do respect a lot. I'm not going to say their name, but unfortunately, it was obvious that it was a spider. You could see its legs moving about. At first, I was beside myself thinking, yes, this looks, because see, with orbs, they've got their, they seem to morph. They seem to, as they move, they change shape. They have like their own type of energy, if you want to put it like that. They have their own way of, I don't know. It's just amazing to see. If you ever see one with your own eyes, you'll never see anything else that you could say, yep, that's an orb. Even with some of my photos, if they don't turn up even without a flash, then that's not an orb. I don't count it as an orb. I count it as something that has to have something bounce off it, like light bounce off it, in order for it to show. That's why with my videos, you will not have me using the flashlight to capture things. What's the point? You might as well, it's like saying, okay, I'll use Photoshop to make an orb and pass that off as an orb, but that's not an orb. It's a Photoshop thing. And just to show you, look at this. Another thing too. See this here. I don't know whether you can see it very clearly. Let me try and bring in. Oh no, what's happening here? All right. I'm going to try and. Oh, why is it doing it? I'm going to try and move. No, it's not doing it. I'm doing a search image. Go back. All right. This here is lens flare. Like, that's light bounce. Now, because they are, she's looking in the camera, looking in the mirror. That is obviously a mirror. She's got the light on her phone. She's got it pointed towards the thing, and she's probably thinking, this here is a ghost or an orb. Okay, it's not. What happens if you have a look in lenses? They have like a bit of a dome to them, which means they take in the different light source around it to be able to balance the light in the actual photo. And hello to everyone starting to join. Sorry, I've got to look down on my phone to see, because of the fact that this thing doesn't let me see like a separate screen kind of thing. So here you can have that appear, and I've got a very good video example of that on my YouTube channel in regards of astral projection, as an example using the flame of a candle. So hello. So this particular thing is just the light here that is refracted into the mirror here, but it's actually not in the mirror itself. It's actually coming through from the actual lens of the camera. If you were to point your, and you can all try this, get your camera ready to video or whatever, and point it up towards a light fixture in your room. And you'll notice off to the side will be like a little beaded kind of light, similar to that, a greeny color usually. But as you move it slightly, it will seem to move about. And that is not an orb. That is not a spirit orb. That is just light refraction. It's lens bounce, if you want to put it like that. So that's what that is. That was my phone banging. Now we go into having a look. Okay, so this looks interesting. Evil. Are we on the same page here? Is there a delay on this? Who knows? And let me see if this will catch up. Okay, so it is showing. Oh, good. Okay, so there we have again someone who has they're saying orbs at graveyards. Well, in graveyards it is usually an open land area, obviously, because you've got the graves there. Usually it is quite damp because there's like a lot of moisture around going in the nighttime, and you're using the flash. Most cameras, like handheld cameras, have a double flash. So it's sort of what happens with those double flash in photography. Usually it sort of like brings a natural balance to the skin. When you use a double flash, you'll get one flash and then another. So you've probably seen them yourself. Those cameras can create a lot of false positives, because you will have the what looks like an orb, but it's not. It's actually the light bouncing off a bit of a dust particle or something like that. And unfortunately the majority of photos are dust, because if you're in a room, for example, and say you've got a kid running around or they're dancing, and then you see something go near them. Even with animals, they carry dust on their fur. We carry it on our hair, our clothing, everything like that, and our skin. That's majority of dust is dead skin cells, let's face it. So when you've got like a child moving about, their hair's moving, or they're moving their arms, they're kicking the stuff off the floor, there will be orbs in those photos, especially if you're using like a light on your video, or you're using a flash. So if you go, if you're in an area where there is absolutely zero dust and stuff like that, and you're using a light and you don't, you still get like an orb thing, then it's a miracle. But just going back to the light here, this one here, I know I'm all over the place, but I was just so thrown by by being so unprepared and unable to connect before that I'm just sort of winging it now, but I'm trying to share with you the things. Now here from the sun, because the camera is pointed in the source of the light itself, it is throwing lens flare, and they're calling it a ghost orb. So do not be misled. That is not a ghost orb. If the light or the sun were behind the subject and they took a photo and there was an orb that appeared without using a flash in broad daylight, that would be what I would call a spirit orb. Because of the fact, Karen, you're backstage. Are you? Oh my goodness, there you are. Yeah, I wasn't actually on the, I wasn't on that page. All right, so where are you?
Backstage.
There you are. You're there.
Hello.
You're there. I had to look down at the being on the other page. Now I've got feedback coming through.
Feedback. All right, hang on.
Oh, okay. Now if mute.
Is that better?
Sorry.
Is that better or not? Is that better or not?
Hang on.
Or is that back?
How can? Let me try and get.
Bluetooth. Hang on.
See, there's always something. All right, so let's see the audio speaker.
Press that one. Press that one. Press that one, and that one, and that one. Hopefully, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but the thing is, I'm getting feedback.
So echoey, is it? Shit.
No, I'm getting feedback from me.
Are you sure?
I can hear me.
Sure, it's not me.
No, you're fine, but I'm getting like a feedback coming through from me. Okay. Now,
trying to get to run Bluetooth. It's not running Bluetooth, so all I've got to do is just put the call
no,
volume down.
It's not you, it's me.
Sure.
It's not you.
Okay. Is that what you say to all relationships? It's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're finally on. Oh my god! After this is like a major reunion. I'm gonna have to. You know what? I might try and plug in headphones or something, because headphones might stop.
Need headphones. It will. It would stop me if I had them, but I ain't got any. I don't think. No, I didn't. I actually bought a lead to stream via Stevo because it always gets echoey in the car. But my lovely daughter broke the lead by sitting on it and like snapping the freaking jack end. So that was the end of that. A bit annoying. Well, hello, Thirtless. How we doing? Let's have a look in chat so I can actually see chat on this. Oh, I see myself chatting. Tara Bell, hello. Marianne N, and that'd be it. Okay, fair enough. How are we all doing anyway? I did put a post up. You know, I was here earlier, but Mrs. Maggie needed a lunch, so she just had a lunch. I thought, well, I'm free now, so.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to work. If I put on the headphones,
if I hit this button here, you're going to lose audio, but tell me if there's any feedback.
Hang on, where is it? Is that it? I'm trying to figure out this new thing. Okay.
Right, I've turned.
Whoa, that was loud.
And I turn on. Okay.
Oh, that was loud.
Yeah.
I'm still hearing myself.
All right, let me turn off the audio, see what happens. Tell me if this sorts it. You won't be able to hear me, but see if this sorts it. Ready?
Testing, 1, 2, testing. Oh no. You know why? Because you've got me on loudspeaker.
You've got me on loudspeaker. I know, and I'm trying to get you.
And I'm thinking it was me. So it was you.
No, I knew it.
Hang on. So it was you. Where'd you go? God. All right. This is good. Okay.
Back again. Oh, okay.
You're back.
Right, is that better?
Yeah.
Is that better?
We'll wait until my voice comes
you're
through.
a lot more quiet, but I can hear you if I stick my ear close.
All right, is that better?
Oh dear.
Can you hear me more?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just see on here.
Yeah. Bluetooth's not doing it. I won't do it. Why won't you Bluetooth?
So it's working?
Oh, damn it. Yeah, it's working. What it is I've hit it on Bluetooth. Now you're really quiet. So obviously that's stopping the echo go through. But I have to stick my head really close because I can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
I can hear you,
all right.
you're really quiet.
Let me see if I can change it in the settings here.
Okay, I've turned off Bluetooth.
I've got the volume right up.
Yeah,
is that better?
Yeah.
You can't hear me?
Wow, I can work it out. It'll be all right. It's just gonna be a bit.
We need subtitles.
Yeah.
I'll just type subtitles. All right.
Yeah.
Well, look, put me on the loudspeaker if you want, if it's easier.
All right. Well, as long as the audience can hear. Hang on, then I'm just gonna.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay.
Start now. Okay.
Do you have headphones?
No, I don't.
Oh, that's a bugger.
Like I said, I had a lead that I bought for the car, but it's broken, unfortunately.
Oh, all right.
Not a lot I can do. Shoot, it doesn't let me turn it down either. Like, this is as low as it will go to stop the echo. I try and turn it down, and it cuts you off, even though it's not completely empty. So if I go down it, I won't be able to hear you now, even though I've got that much left on my volume to go. It's a bit silly.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so what I was actually talking about. I'll mute this while I'm talking.
Okay.
What I was talking about was the lens flare, which a lot of people in their photographs tend to take as being a spirit orb, if you want to put it that way. So that there is definitely, because the sun is in that direction, it's being captured into the actual camera lens. It's showing up as an orb. So people are under the assumption that is actual spirit when it's not. If the sun were behind the person, sorry.
What I'll do is every time I talk, I'll mute myself after I finish talking. That should hopefully eliminate all the thingies. But no, that's not an orb. That's reflection.
I'm muting myself, like on my keyboard, so you're not hearing the feedback from from my computer. You're okay. You're okay. There's no feedback coming through my end for some reason. Unless I've got something else going on here.
Every time I stop talking, I would hit the mute stop button. Oh no, what's happened here? Oh no.
What?
No, it's not that.
You're still on?
I wonder if I can.
Can't you hear me now?
There we go. Can't you hear me now? Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. I say every time I finish talking, I'll hit the mute and it will stop it. So I hit mute now because I finished talking. Ready?
I will speak now and then you can talk. All right. So let me just, I'm going to drag this screen out so I can actually see the chat, the live stream while I'm showing this. This might help. No, it's not helping. It's me. It's definitely me. All right. So over here, that is lens flare. So if the camera position was behind, with the sunlight behind the person, then anything caught in the foreground would, if it appears like that, would definitely be as questionable. That though, because you can see here the lens flare is coming from the sunlight, but they've got here ghost orbs. So this is very misleading, and it's supposed to be paranormallovetoknow.com, which that's misleading people. That is not an orb. That is a lens flare. Now this one here.
Yeah, that's crap. That's definitely a lens flare. Definitely a lens flare. That is definitely.
And this one here, that's moisture. That's clearly moisture because there's such a cluster. People seem to think that just because you're in a cemetery, there's thousands and thousands of spirits just hanging around. Now, spirits do go, like, they're everywhere. They're not just in cemeteries. You don't even need to leave your home to have, spirits around you, because they're everywhere. You think about how many millions of spirits of, like how many people have died over the years and everything like that. There are spirits everywhere, but there's also a lot of dust, and you'll probably find there's more dust and dirt than there is spirits around you, So here, the moisture that is accumulated from cemeteries, that is what this is. If you go using a flash, you're going to get a lot of this, and especially if you've been walking about and kicking up dust and everything like that, and the wind might be blowing the dust off the leaves, because on every tree there is like dirt that's accumulated. You think about when you're parking your car, over time, you don't even have to have the car under anything. It's going to have dust on it. And you're going to think, where did that dust come from? Where did the dirt come from? Where is it settled on here when I've washed the car and then I've got this powdery dust? That's because it's universal. It's everywhere. And so if you go somewhere, you're going to have dust. That's why I say to people, when you are going to do any type of recording of, like a room, say you go to a haunted home or a haunted area, and you set up a camera, and this camera is there to record or, take random shots every now and then, like no particular order, so to speak, but they take these random shots, and the best timing is to wait at least 2 hours so that any dust that's in that location or, caused in that particular room, for example, has settled. It's had time to settle. So you haven't got it all, still stirring around the atmosphere. After the 2 hours is up and everyone has been out of that room, if you get something that is an anomaly, then chances are that may be spirit, especially if you've had activity in that room. So this particular photo here shows what looks like 3 orbs. But who's to say what that is? I mean, one, is that person in that room, or are they, from another location, or is that just something that's been, set up? You don't know whether there's something reflective in that area too. Are they using a flash? But obviously there's the first clue, because there's a shadow here that actually would be suggestive of, there's a flash being used at some point. So you've got to really analyze photos, and you've got to analyze video, because you can be, under the impression, oh yes, that's a real orb, and it might be very bright and everything like that. But again, you could get a blowfly and a blowfly might have a lot of, like a blue blowfly, for example. And when you've using some type of light source on it, it's going to, the actual uh, exoskeleton is going to reflect that light, or the wings, for example. If you've got something that is there in the same consistency 1 minute and then it disappears, that would be spirit. If you've got like a blinking spirit where it's like, or you've got an orb where it's blinking, like you've got it here, then you've got nothing, then it's here, then there's nothing, and then it's there. That blinking is usually spirit, not dust. Dust does not blink, and even if it were a bug, you would see like a consistency of it. It wouldn't be, like on, off, on, off. So that's the difference also. I mean, no one is an expert. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm still getting to understand these things. And this is another thing too. All these different colored orbs. How many times you see these things saying that, black orbs are evil, blue orbs are angels, red orbs are angry people, like angry spirits and things like that. The best one who ever put it straight to me was Chris, who said, we're not bloody mood rings, but he didn't say the word bloody. He said something else. We're not effing mood rings. It's not that we change color because we're pissed off or that type of thing. He said it's the energy that we draw on in the atmosphere. So the energy around you, if you've got like a lot of electrical things, for example, you might get like a very bright type of orb that is being shown. You might get different colors depending on the energy that they're using to help bring into some type of manifestation. So do you want to add to that? Do you want to add to that?
Yep, sure. Sorry, I was just thinking of it. Ian Brady had come back from the dead in your live chat. And he said, "What a boring stream." So I just like put him away. But nice to see you, Ian. Bastard, you killed a lot of kids. Yeah. Orbs. Yeah, orbs. Adding to that.
Ian, it's 12:38 a.m. here. 12:38
a.m. here. Yeah, this isn't going to be an entertainment stream, so to say. If you want entertainment, there's plenty of other. Go on Twitch or something. You find something over there. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I've seen that a lot with people say of a certain orbs mean certain things. Black ones, as you said, are evil or whatever. And a lot of people do mistake camera refraction, dust. It is hard to catch them. I can't really describe.
You've paused.
Shit. I paused. Okay, yeah, back again. Cool. Yeah, if you catch them on video, the flight path is usually a good indicator, I find. I mean, dust just sort of floats down, doesn't it, or whatever, or comes down at a diagonal, or that kind of thing. But if you get ones that have a trajectory, a flight path, and they move, that's usually a genuine capture, I'd say. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, has it gone quiet again, or is it just me? Bloody thing. Oh, I can't hear you again. What's going on? I think you've muted yourself. That's what you've done. You've muted yourself. Okay. What was going on then? There you go.
It might be alternating deliberately. Because you're muted now.
Yeah. You're muted now. Yeah. I was muted. Yeah. But yeah, I was just saying flight path. You get them on video of the flight paths.
Yeah, well, let's see if we can get something up since we're so boring, Ian. Give me a second. So you keep talking, Order, and I'll go and I'll have a look for something.
Okay. I saw in the chat there someone said they had hundreds of thousands of spirits, orbs, or whatever. Maybe, but I've never seen anything like that. Usually dust, you know, and not try to like burst any bubbles or anything. I promise you. But there's, you know, I'm not going to name names or anything like that. I'm not here to embarrass anyone. But I used to get someone who used to email me all the time saying, "Look what I've captured! Look what I captured! All these orbs in my house, And you look at him like, that's definitely dust, and you don't want to tell them because yes, yeah, you don't want to make them feel horrible or anything. But you know what I mean. So it's quite tricky dealing with people's emotions, especially if they've lost someone and they believe that orb or hundreds of orbs or whatever, you know. But yeah, what are you going to bring up anyway? What are you going to bring up?
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that. Look, even I've been caught off guard. My daughter's brought in a photo saying, "Mum, look what I've captured." And then now I'm at that point, I'm saying, "Did you use a flash?" And she said, "Yeah, I used a flash." And I went, it's not admissible.
Don't use a flash. Don't use a flash.
It's not admissible in my court.
No. On my intro, or my old intro, I can't remember which one it is, but there's that session that I, you know, pretty proud of. I caught in my kitchen. And there's only one orb on there. You know, if there are loads of them, say it's dust, but I was using a full spec camera. And it's just a flight path and the way it illuminates. Can't really describe it, but the flight path of it as well. It went straight into the spirit box as well, which is you know, I don't think dust would do that unless it was falling in that direction. But no, you know,
it's right.
So yeah, but I've captured quite a few, but not, you know, loads. There's a lot of photos I've written off. In our old house, if you heard like a click or something, you'd take a picture that direction. You get them, and they'd be big as well. It wouldn't be something quite large and. You know, so
well, look at that one. I was in your car that time when you were doing a live stream, and I saw it go near the actual box, and it manifested and then it just disappeared. Now that
right. It just sort of shrunk in on itself, didn't it? That was quite a weird one. That one, like literally. Trucks going by, but yeah, it sort of shrunk in on itself, it imploded. But it just looks so different to anything you've ever seen in that respect. I'll have to pull that out sometime. That capture was a good one. That one.
Trying to find something here. What's going on? I'm trying to. Oh, there we go. Share a screen. So give me a second. All right, so here's one. I like this one. I really like it. Now I'm going to show you here. This is one in complete darkness that was in my active room. Let me just try and go. Oh no, that was the office. Hang on. That was the office. I don't want you. That one's useless. The latest one is interesting, but I actually have one. All right, well, look at this one. The fort. So when let me try and bring that up into, you'll see over here, it actually pops and moves off. So hang on, where are we? Now you'll see a bug or something over here, and I'll just pause that for a second. This area here that's lit, that's a full spectrum. So I've got a full spectrum camera, and it is actually going on dusk in this particular area. It's it's an old fort where they used to have the cannons set up and everything. And where I'm actually sitting is where they had the cannon. They used to have the cannons on these big mound things. And there's tunnels that go underneath the earth, and it's right on the edge of a cliff. And mind you, there's no fencing around the cliff. there's nothing to protect you from falling off the edge. So God forbid you go out at night time and you don't know the area well, you can either fall down into one of the tunnels because there's got like these vent things that have been opened. It's quite dangerous, to be honest with you. And even the stairway going down into this particular area, which is like the fort itself, is quite shaky. Like the metal for the staircase is quite loose. So you've got to basically hold on to the stone wall as you go down. And you can see the stone wall here in the background. But pay attention to this area here. So this is where I slow it down. And as you see, it just appears. So let me just do a frame by frame. Go back with me.
Just let you know, I'm still here. My camera's bugged up for some weird reason, but I am still here, okay?
Okay. All right, so I'm just doing a frame by frame. Now, as you saw, it just appeared. See? It just appeared. It didn't actually, show any kind of, it pops as well, which is another thing with orbs. When you get the manifestation of an orb, you often hear like the manifestation. The popping sound. It like makes a really loud pop. So you'll hear that. I'll just turn that up so you can hear it. Okay, so that was the popping sound. Did you hear that? So that popping sound is what happened.
Because I can't really hear it very well because I'm obviously on loudspeaker. Again?
Oh, okay. Hang on. I'll move the speaker over. All right, so I'll do it again. It's just a snap. So when you've got a real spirit orb around you, now sometimes people have heard like it's like an electricity sound, like a snap of electricity. And when that happens, you've usually got an orb around you. That's the best time to get your camera ready and have it so that you can, actually capture something, because the chances are you're going to get the residual or you're going to actually see something.
I used to get those clicks, but the static like clicks. If that's a similar sort of thing, and you take a picture in that direction, that's when I'd usually get something,
That's right. And now here's one. This is the latest one with the one that disappears through the orb. So this is in the entertainment room. You see it just disappear. I'll turn the music down. I don't need to hear the music. So it goes through the wall.
Yeah.
So that's, and it's got its own illumination, as you can see. So then we go, and I've got this other one, the spirit clicks. Yeah, it clicked 3 times. So, hey Google, stop.
Can you please show me an orb? I know you can. Can you do it? I'd really like to see a bright orb. If that's possible.
Okay, now we'll just skip past that. Hear the clicking? And then you see it. So I've slowed it down so you can actually see it in slow motion, but you'll see it just manifest and then come in and then move down here. So you might have to look up that video. Gosh, it's an old one too. This video was called, let me just scroll down. Spirit Clicks and Varied Conversing with Spirit Orb Capture. So if you have a look up that video, the best way to search for any particular videos on the channel is when you go into, hang on, still trying to get used to this keyboard thing. When you go into the channel itself, see there's like a little, and this is on the actual desktop, so I don't know what it's like in the actual phone. But if you click on that and then type orbs or just orb, then you'll get this page turn up on mine. And then you can scroll down. Another energy orb. I don't know whether this one is, oh yeah, this one I think might be in the active room. Okay, don't know what's going on there. Let's see that.
What's that then? Is that an EVP or something?
No, that's it slowed down. That's the sound of the actual orb. So you'll hear it. Hang on, I'll just get it back here. When I slowed it down, because I wanted to be able to show how it actually, this orb opened up like that. It wasn't like it just was like there kind of thing. It just, you can actually see it blink, like it actually blinks in the one spot. A huge orb, and that sound slowed down is the sound of that orb. That's how amazing. So you'll hear it. You'll hear it pop again. Hear it?
Yeah, yeah.
So these ones that I've even thumbed up for myself in my way of keeping them together. Where are we? We've done that one. Oh, this one, you can actually see the spirit turn and look at me, but its eyes are actually the orbs, and you can see the two eyes just turn. It really was, I think it was one of my dogs. So here's the...
Ooh, that's creepy.
Yeah, you'll see it over here. So there's an orb there, and then you'll see them turn, like see the eyes turn, you watch. It's there. So I think I zoom in, hopefully. I was starting to get used to these programs where you can zoom into certain areas of the video. So there's the main orb. I've got it slowed right down. You'll see the eyes actually turn. They're very, very bright. Very, very bright eyes. They just turn, look at me, and then turn back. So keep watching. This is frame by frame. It's slow as I can get it. You'll see it in a second. It's so quick. Probably not a second, probably a little. See them? See the eyes? And then they turn back. So I'll show you that bit again.
I wish I could see it. It's too small a screen on my phone now. Low resolution.
Hang on, let me just try and. Is it going to make any difference? Okay, let's try. So I've got that to 175. So I think you'll have to just watch it on a bigger screen or something. So yeah, these are the eyes. These two dots here are the eyes, and you see them turn and look, and then they turn away. Oh gosh, where is it? Go back here. They turn, look, and now they've gone back. They turn the other way. So these, I mean, you can't say that's something that, you know, is just some weird things.
Weird things. Yeah, I ain't dust, is it?
I'm not sure if this one has an orb in it or not, but it's showing up under that, under orb. I'm just going to have a look at this because I'm not sure what this one is. The full spectrum. This is my life. When you listen to this, you'll have to wear headphones because this is where, hear the interference?
I struggle with those types of EVPs big time. I really, really do.
Sorry? I missed what you said. What did you say?
I struggle with those types of EVPs. I said I struggle with those EVPs. That sort of, you know, I really do.
Yeah, some EVPs are clear. Some EVPs you've got to listen like you're listening to someone at the bottom of a stairwell. You know, like they're actually below that noise, but the interference that just kept coming through from as they were coming through the actual room. I was sound asleep. I've got to wear the industrial earplugs and my headphones to sleep of a night, just so I can get a reasonably decent sleep. And I try to like listen to ASMR or something, you know, relaxing, like relaxing music, so I don't have to hear them. But let's just go back into our chat. So thank you so much, Sam, for showing me this website. I think this is the way to go in future live streams, definitely. It's very much like how Google used to be, wasn't it? Can you agree? Order?
Yeah.
Can you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, at least we're back to, we can actually talk. Well, we have got a bit of an echo going on, hence I keep having to mute my talk every time. But
have you got your echo? Are you hearing yourself back? or just
No.
me?
It's just on. It'll just be on your end, because obviously as you speak, it goes to my microphone and feeds back, doesn't it?
Oh, okay. Right. Okay, I'll just turn it down a bit. So does anyone have anything to say about spirit orbs? Have you seen one with your own eyes without, using a video or a camera to catch?
I haven't.
A video or
Sensitive or anything.
a camera to
Yeah, it's on my newest intro actually, and it says it appears and disappears by my daughter's old pink cabinet in the old house. It's on the intro, on my intro, if I'm not mistaken.
So,
But that's about it.
all right. So with dust, you can get it anywhere. There is another one actually. Let me just try and locate that for you. The one with my dad, you can actually see him, the morphing of the spirit. This is where you see him actually moving around. Is that it? Let's try and find that. I've got another video called Orbs, Knocking and EVPs Captured on Video, and it basically gives you the various types of orbs. You've got the ones that are then they knock. Like I've had one when I had the office. I set this camera remotely from the office that I could view on my mobile phone. And so I would actually log into the office, be able to see the security camera type of thing, and I would be able to, watch or hear what's going on in the office. Now, that office had been, empty for a good maybe 4 or 5 hours, maybe longer. So, and there was even one day I didn't even go in there. And there was this orb that came through, comes down through the top of the table, which is all glass, and there's metal legs, like like the they're sort of like they crisscross kind of things, these metal legs on it, and you could actually hear it hitting the metal leg. It made like a ting tiny type of noise, really, really loud over the actual recording, and that's on here. This is on this video. So if I go back here, and it's on this one. So if you watch the motion sensor, where is it? Oh, that's where you hear it. I'll have to just pause it and open the volume. Is that volume up? Yep, it's up. Maybe I need to turn that up. Okay. I don't know why this is so low. Hang on, let me just try and open my volume mixer. Right, so this is obviously when the office has been empty completely, no one in there. But you can see the knocking orbs. Don't know why it's so low, the volume. Oh, you know why? I could have the... It's up at 100%.
Sharon's got a question.
Oh.
Well, I really don't have the answer to.
Are spirit orbs one person's energy or a conglomeration of many? It can actually be more than one. I did capture a photo that actually shows side by side a little girl's head right next to what looks like either her grandmother or grandfather. I can't tell the sex of the person, but I could see that very, very clearly in this one particular orb. I've got that orb somewhere. I don't know where. I didn't even think. Let me see if I can find it on our Facebook page, because there's quite a few photos in there. And that would be under... Where is it? Under Is There an Afterlife? But this is...
Right, I'm still here. My phone's on charge, even though it seems to be going down on 11%. But I've got to go to a shop and get some electric, so I'm going to drive. I'll keep my audio down, but I'll still be here if that makes sense. I just hope the battery holds up. If I disappear, it's because I've run out of battery or signal, right? But I'm still here. Turn on your audio, Karen. You turned off your mic.
Getting old. I said, I don't know whether I showed you this photo of a spirit that appeared in my room. So I just thought I'd show you that. I've got cat hair on there. Cat hair on the screen. There he is. Can you see him? See his face? All right, so in here somewhere, I've got that particular photo of the spirit. Oh, here's one. Here is one orb. As you can see, there is looks like an Aboriginal man in there. If I scroll across, I've outlined his face. That's an orb. That's another one of my visitations. And now I've got, I know it's in here somewhere. Oh, it's probably not an orb, but she did actually start to manifest like an orb. This is a photo of my mother appearing. You can see the outline of her shoulders. Her face was just illuminated. So that's my mother who came to visit. You can see behind her.
That is an amazing capture.
You can see behind her.
Obviously, I can't really look because I'm driving, but I just saw the outline. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's my mum. And here's another one of my mother who appeared in, oh God, let me just wipe this screen because I can see marks on the screen. Okay, there we go. She appeared in my room. So there's the illumination of her face again, illuminated, her hair. And this is very typical of many spirits, especially when they're like new spirits. They are their faces are illuminated. And you can see the hairline, my mother. I'll see if I can show you a photo of my mother, which may help you to get an idea of what she looks like. Where are you?
Good if you could compare the two, wouldn't it?
That's right. So where are we? Photos. Okay, so that's my mother. So I don't know, you can't see much of her hairline, but she's got dark curly hair, which is where I get my curls from. So that's my mother. And then we go back to that photo. Where'd I put it? Where are you, Mum? Okay, so you can see the hair. Looks like an afro, but it's like the light just bouncing off all around her, very illuminated. So that's my mother. Mind you, here's another one I probably can show you. Not an orb, but they did actually start looking like orbs at first. This is a male that actually appeared during a live stream, and later the lady sent in a photo to show that that was her brother that came through in the live stream. So you can see, oh God, is it going to focus? Let's try and get it to focus. There we go. You can see he's got his hands in his pockets and he's sort of like slumped, and one of the ladies recognized him in the live stream. So that's what, but they started off like an orb and then they just manifested into their appearance, so to speak. Try and find this. There is another one I've got here that I was telling you about. Give me a second. Sorry. Not sure if it's in here. The photo of the male and the female in the one orb. I think it's a male. I can't be 100% because they were just going by, and I took this photo of the spirit as they were going past. God, where is it? Have I lost it? I hope not. Oh, yes, here it is. Okay. I'm not sure how this is going to show up. I'll probably have to lighten the screen a bit more. Okay, so this is an orb. As you can see, there's two faces in the one. I've actually outlined them. First of all, hang on. You can see, oh God, focus. You can see the baby's face, the top, and what looks like a male's face. He's looking, you can see the, where are we? That's the bottom of his jaw and his mouth, and his eyes are up the top. Trying to get this focused. This was how it looked originally, the actual orb, before you can see the glow of those blue lights are from in the actual camera. So you can see them right in the corner. So if I move back, you can just see them. So, and then with the outline, you can see there's the two faces in there. So orbs can contain more than one. You can have ones that, oh, this is that fort where I actually captured.
I just got to get some electric. Back in a minute. All right, guys. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. This is the fort where I captured this thing. So I've outlined them. What's going on here? I've got pop-ups coming up. So as you can see, there's one here. You can see him in there. He's like a soldier. So I've actually traced him to give you an idea, in case you can't see him very well. He was in there. See if you can get a closer shot. Can anyone see him? And when I had the photo up initially, I had it on my like my private account, and people were saying that they could actually see him sort of changing position, but I think it might have been like, you know, the figment of the imagination type of thing. But yeah, any type of like bluish light that you can see coming off reflected on the mobile is from the webcam, so it's not actually on the image. Here's another one. This is Resident Spirit Tracy, captured. So those blue lights that you can see there is the webcam. That's Tracy. She was walking by in the hallway. Not too sure if maybe I've got it up a bit too bright. Okay, there we go. It's a bit better. That's Tracy. She's the one who was playing with the cats on a video that I have. But it seems to me like I don't want to get off subject. I want to keep it all to the orbs itself, because you can have, and as I said before, you can go into a room and spray the room, and then after a few seconds go in and take a photo, and you'll still have in the air those tiny little particles that are going to be illuminated on the camera, especially if you're using a flash. So the best advice is, if you capture an orb without flash, chances are it's spirit. A very, 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 very strong chance it's spirit, because they are self-illuminated. You won't need a flash, trust me.
Yeah, don't use a flash.
Yeah, don't use a flash. You don't need to have a flash when you're capturing real spirits. If you're in a cemetery, sure, you're going to have some kind of light perhaps, but usually you've got enough light from the moon to help you.
Use a full spec cam. Use a full spec cam if you can. That's what you want to use.
That's right. Let's see. My dad actually appeared during a, shall we go back here? Okay, so this one, real spirit lights. See how it morphs? Just moves about. This is zoomed right in, so you can actually see it moving about. That's using my iPhone. Try and show you. So that's normal speed, and then I do the slow speed, so you can actually see it. So that was my dad's visitation. It's just incredible the way that you can see it morphing so quickly. So that See, it's self-illuminated. Don't need the light on your camera. Don't need anything. You can even see it as it goes near. Like there was like I've got like a white kind of panel on my wall in my room, and as it was going near the panel, you could see the light still like being reflected basically on that panel because it had its own luminosity. So you can see it as it moves about. That's slowed. So you've got an idea. But see how it morphs? That's what I'm saying about spirit orbs. Once you see a spirit orb, every other orb's sort of like, no, that's not an orb. It's just the way it moves. And it changes its luminosity. As you can see, like it's got like a really deep blue and a sort of like a greenish tinge, and it's got like a white in it. And at one point it even has like red that is shown. So, I mean, this business about orbs changing color and they mean that they're angry or whatever is a load of hogwash. Doesn't mean anything. They're just using the energy that they've got around them. So there's purple there, there's green, there's light blue, there's white. It's just incredible. It really is. What I found with night vision is it picks up everything in the air, but orbs have a pattern of travel, unlike dust particles and insects, especially 90-degree turns. Yep, that's right.
There's different types of night vision, and like full spec cam isn't night vision. That's completely different. Like that green is actual night vision. You know, the green sort of thing. If that makes sense. You know, I'm not very clued up with that sort of thing, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know. But that one in my daughter's room, it actually came through. Let me just go into that. It actually came through in God, where are all these videos up there? Just go. Didn't realize I had so many videos on here. Try and find that one. That one in my daughter's room was brilliant because that was actually on a night vision thing, because she said to me that she was being constantly annoyed, constantly woken up, and could I put one of the security cameras in there? So I said, okay, we'll put a security camera in there. And then we got this capture, which you'll see when I can find the damn thing. I just saw where I put here with jump cuts for added flavor. That was for the spirit and the light. You can see the actual spirit turning on the light. They were incredible live streams, weren't they?
Oh, good times, good times.
Oh, here it is. All right, so I just skip ahead. Now, I've got a feeling. Hang on, where is it? Yeah, this was in my daughter's room. As you can see, she's lying crossways on the bed because, you know, she kept saying there was someone annoying her all the time, and she was getting very restless. As you can see, there's like a lot of strange illumination coming through. Let me just go past here. Look how it's illuminated like blue. So it's not her moving. It's not her causing anything. And first of all, I thought, oh, it's a bug, dismiss that. But then I saw this thing actually come through my wall, which I'm in the room right next to hers. And then I said, can you go back to my daughter's room? And it went right through the wall and scooped in front of the actual camera. See it?
Yeah,
So
I caught it.
Let me just try and... Yeah, here it is. Look at that.
That's pretty amazing. That's look at it go. Oh, that's fantastic.
See the way it's just... That's not a bug. There's no way that's a bug.
No, it's the flight path as well. Like I said, on the few captures I've got, the flight path of them, really does determine.
Yeah, they're like this.
That's just sort of. Yeah.
Can you show yourself again in my daughter's room?
That was when it was in my room. And then it went through the wall and you watch what happens. And then it came back in my room. And I think I said, can you go back into my daughter's room and show yourself? As you can see, my daughter's not moving. She's not stirring up anything. She's just sound asleep at this point. And I'm looking at the monitor. And I'm not sure what it...
Can you go back and show yourself?
Yeah, this is where I say, can you go back? Watch it. It's like a horseshoe. It goes like a horseshoe shape. See?
Yeah.
Can you go back and show yourself in front of the camera?
How amazing is that?
Yeah, it's a pretty phenomenal capture, I've got to say.
Straight through the wall too.
And it triggered. See, it triggered the recording because that's a motion thing. So you can see it. But after that, there was no more like bright bluey glow or anything like that. This thing just, was moving about. They wanted to wake her up.
Easily. When you see that it's not
All right, guys, I'm gonna have to call it quits, unfortunately, because I've only got 5% battery, and it's a losing battle with this battery charger. It's charging, but it's so I'm gonna have to call it quits, unfortunately. At least we got there.
Well, at least we got there, and we know what to use next time.
Yeah, I'll set this up again for 2 weeks or a week's time, whatever. Again, I don't have a problem with that. No worries. But obviously, I've got to try and get there on time and whatnot, and work it in between my wife's breaks and that and stuff. But it's all good.
Oh, that'll be good. That'll be good. Good to catch up again.
Yeah,
all right.
Definitely. It's nice to see some of Sharon and Sam and a few others as well.
Yeah, Jan in there.
May you rot in hell, Ian Brady, for what you did. But yeah, no. If anyone knows what the hell I'm on about, don't worry about it. It's just we had an Ian Brady profile show and go, this string's boring. Yeah, it's not going to be most entertaining. More an educational thing. Call it.
It's not scripted. It probably should be scripted.
Well, I think sometimes you know, best. That's why I used to do my old videos where it's just one take and off I go. It's only sort of recently I've started editing stuff and whatnot for, you know.
Okay. Sorry, I've got my dog barking outside. My daughter's put him out the back.
No worries.
Sorry?
Okay. Well, I'll say my goodbyes and we'll I said I'll say my goodbyes, but we'll sort out something soon, you know. So I'll say goodbye, Furtless, and I'll catch you all soon. My camera's frozen, it seems. So
Yeah.
I'll catch you later. All right.
Okay.
Adios,
See you
all.
later. Bye.
Bye.
Sam says, do you think orbs would trigger motion detecting cameras? Absolutely. Yeah. I get wildlife cameras for an upcoming private house investigation, and we want to concentrate on just audio and video for this place. So yes, they do. As you could see, that orb there was triggering that camera. So if you're using a Moultrie camera, they're pretty good, but just know that they have a certain amount of recording. I think it's like 90 seconds at the max, but that's all you really need. If they're gonna trigger it, then you're only gonna get like those short little things of the video that you need. Yeah, I can't believe it. All from 10:30, we were trying to connect to YouTube and finally got on. Thank you, Sam. You're a godsend. You really are. You've saved us. But I hope that you've learnt something anyway from the orb talk. Of course, you're going to get a lot of false positives. But once you see a real orb with your own eyes, it's like you've had the light switched on. Suddenly this bang, my God, that's what it is. I can remember as a kid, I would have been about 10 or something like that. And I saw, as I came out of school, I saw this orb just floating, and I followed it. And I don't even know why I was following this thing, because it didn't say anything and it didn't make any sound. It just, like floated right in front of me. So I followed this orb and I went around the corner where it followed, like where it led me. And there was a dog that had been hit by a car. I mean, the dog was dead, but it was like it stopped there. I don't know whether it was like it was the dog. I don't know, because it was just an orb. It was just a ball of light. Just, this ball of light leading me to this dog. Yes, it was a nightmare. Definitely. So probably in about 2 weeks, see how things go, and we'll pick a topic, discuss different things, and we'll see how we go from there. But I thought, the orb one would be a good topic to talk about, purely because of the fact that on the website, that is one of the most visited blogs. So what have we got here? Oh, good, Sharon. I'm glad. Look, I'm still learning myself. That's why I'll ask either Chris or I'll ask other spirits, because this is the sad thing is that I'm not the kind of person, though, that even with family, I don't ask them questions about like what they do for work. Honestly, with my cousins, I probably wouldn't even have a clue, because I'm unless they volunteer that information, I'm not going to ask. And I've always been that way. And I could kick myself because in so many years of never really asking those questions, I didn't realize how important those questions were for many people. And so it's only been like in the last few years I have started to ask questions, but then I'm getting told some of these things from Spirit is like, you're not meant to know. You're not meant to know this, because it's going to take away everything that you'll get to understand about the meaning of life, if you want to put it like that. I've asked that I've asked, is the world flat or round? I get laughed at by Chris. And I actually caught him laughing at me on recording because I thought I'll put it to, and all you can hear is this laughter going on. But there are some things you're never going to know, and you're going to get, ginned about by many different, like even if you do a spirit box and you ask a question, you'll get a lot of varied answers, a lot of different things, because we're not meant to know everything. Let me just say, if we knew everything, what mystery is there to find out when we get to the other side? So when we get there, if we know everything now, it sort of like takes the fun out of it. It's like knowing the sex of a baby before it's born. I was always, wait until the baby's born and be surprised, what the sex is. So, some people want to know everything, but I've always sort of like, unless it's volunteered to me. But I've honestly learnt so much asking recently, like about orbs. And, when I asked Chris those years ago about, okay, tell me about the different coloured ones, because I was under the impression, well, maybe this is like an angel being a blue colour or like a baby blue colour. And so you get what you need, what you want, or not what you want. Yeah, that's it. Like, you're only going to discover what you're meant to know. And who wants to know everything? Really? Who wants to know everything? Because if you know everything, what else is there to learn? That's it. You know everything. Might as well, call up Encyclopedia Britannica and just put your name on it. But there's a lot of, people who are looking at the lens flare and misinterpreting that as an orb. I saw one for a haunted place, Notre Dame. I think it's called Notre Dame, I think. I'm trying to think of the name of the place. And this person had a video, and they were taking a video in this room, and there was a chandelier. And as they were moving, because the lights were on in the chandelier, and as they're moving the camera, they can see this like little ball of like these green lights. And I said, match them up to the lights on the chandelier. Everyone's no, it's a spirit. It's a spirit. I said, look, if you have a look at the positioning of those lights, they are in line with that chandelier. They are the lights of the chandelier that are refracting back, and in the actual video appearing, because they said when we were videoing or when we were photographing, we couldn't see anything. Of course you couldn't, because of the fact that they were, depending on what kind of camera you use nowadays, everything is digital. So if you get, and I want you to do this, I really do. I want you to experiment. Get a spray bottle of water, or even like fly spray or air freshener, and I want you to have your video on your camera or like on your phone. Majority of you do have the video setting on your phone. Put the light on it, okay? Hold the light on the camera, and I want you to get an air freshener, and I want you to spray it, and you will start to see little tiny orbs moving about. We just, okay, because they just sit in the air and they move in different directions. So I'm going to show you what I've just taken. Okay, they're still moving. They're still moving. They're still there, moving about. I can still see them moving about because the light is reflecting on those little orbs. Okay, those little balls of light. Let me just put it that way. Okay, so here we go. Here is the video footage. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to stop that. I'm going to turn this light right off so you can actually see it. Now there's a spray. See it moving about? And you'll see them still there. And I think I spray again. Let's move that out there. Okay, that's the end of it. Hang on, go back again. Now, a person could look at that, just that still frame there, and say that's a spirit with breasts and an orb. See? And all that is a spray and using the light on a camera. So when you're, let's turn that back on. Oh God, that's bright. You have got to do your research, do your own type of experimentation. And when you leave a room for about 2 hours and it's got absolutely nothing in it, we get limited information no matter how many times we ask. True. But I'm trying to help you as much as I can here, because there are going to be things that, you know, you're going to see on the internet, you're going to see on YouTube, you're going to see a person standing in a room having all these billions of tiny little orb things floating around. They're going to be like, thank you, this is amazing, blah, blah, blah. And all the while, it could just be that they have recently sprayed the room or, you know, used the light on their video. And so here again, just to, let's start again. You can see them. There's the dust, which is not dust, it's actually the moisture in the air being carried. See that? So another one is when you go outside. If you go outside and it's very cool, or, you know, it's humid, humidity also causes these little tiny balls of orb to appear, especially if you're using a flash or a light on your camera. I get so many photos sent to me from people outside in the rain, and I have to explain that water particles reflect light. People get annoyed, but I'd rather be straight with them. That's right. That's exactly right. You will have water particles that will bounce off light. Just bottom line, if you're going to record or, you know, just use natural light, don't use any flash, because otherwise you're going to get a false positive. And, you know, I see so many people, even when you go to a cemetery, you see people walking around, they flash here, flash there, flash here, flash here. Now, you think about this too. Imagine if you were a spirit and all you kept seeing was this flash in your face all the time. After a while, you'd just want nothing to do with them. You'd be like, these people are a joke. You know, like, it's just, that's not how it is. So if you're going to really be serious about capturing orbs, don't use a light source, like an artificial light source, and don't use a flash. And if you're going to be setting up a camera in a room, make sure that room has been, you know, disregard any footage on that camera for the first couple of hours, because it's only going to be dust or bugs. Look, you can still get bugs in a room when, you know, it's been emptied for a few hours, because bugs do fly about. But if they actually appear to go through a wall, then you can't say that's a bug, because they would still be illuminated. They'd be like showing the illumination as they're sitting on the wall, you know, in other words. That one that appeared in my daughter's room moving about, as you could see, that was just a consistent type of a, it didn't have like a bug kind of pattern, like a, you know, it was like energy. That was just energy around her. And we had that one. One day she came to me and she said, can you put your spirit box in my room? And I said, you're not using the spirit box. And yeah, it is a good thing to study. I said, you're not using the spirit box? She said, no, can you come in? She said, because I just heard a voice from this area and that area and then behind me, all in different directions. And her room is really up high. Like that's the highest part of the house, because we're sort of like built on a levels, if you want to put it that way. So her room is up really, really high. Her bedroom door, like her bedroom window was shut. The neighbors were away. Even like where it's positioned, you really can't get anything. Like even if someone were out in the street, they would have to literally be under her bedroom window or at her bedroom window, up on a ladder type of thing, to be able to, you know, because she said, I heard a voice. I couldn't hear what they were saying, but I heard them talking, like mumbling around me. And that video's on there. So if you want to go on to my channel and have a look, the name of that, just show you what it looks like. Okay, where are we? What's happened here? Videos. I'll just type here, daughter. This is a quick way to find things. Spirit, a child spirit speaks through spirit box in my child's room. So this one, hang on, I'll just show you the screen. Okay, so this one is the one. What's happening here? I think I've have I locked my keyboard? I don't even know where I've done something. What have I done? Yeah, I'll start it again. Could be just me touching something. Here we go. So this here is where she asked me.
Are you Tammy's friend? Good.
And this is using the spirit box.
Friend? Good. Do you like to be around us? Yes. Where are you from?
You'll be able to hear this better. And so when
you an angel?
Let me just see if I can share the link with you. Let's go back here. See if I can share the link. Will it work? Okay, so I put the link for that video in the live stream, so you'll be able to go and have a look at it as well. What's happening here? I've got this yes on my screen. What's that? What is that? How's that yes there? What happened? How did that get there? Okay. Oh, don't even get me started about Huff. I don't even bother going and looking at his videos anymore. I just feel like, you know, every time somebody dies, straight away it's like you've got vultures, like hyenas, like I mean, hyenas at least, you know, they drag down their prey, but they definitely are vultures. As soon as someone dies, that person, and this is another thing too that really annoys me. Look, people say, well, you do it, Karen. You contact people, you know, after they've died. I don't contact them straight away. You know, James Dean, for example, whether you want to say I contacted him or not is your choice. But he didn't just die. He'd been over for about 60 years. So that's a good amount of time. There's no chance I'm going to be, you know, getting pareidolia. And not only that, I don't use audio footage from interviews and stuff like that. You know, I mean, what is the point of using that? You might as well just run the interview and dedicate that live stream or that video to that particular person. You know, if you really want to pay tribute and you want to do it honestly, just, you know, say this was the interview. We're just paying a tribute to their anniversary of their passing or whatever, and then play the interview. But don't use interview and then can try to convince the masses that that is the actual voice of that particular person who's deceased, when it is their actual voice, because you're using their own voice in the thing. I don't know. I just don't know where he's trying to take the whole business with, you know, like, this is why people treat it like a joke, because, you know, people are just, I don't know, they've turned it into a circus. Like it's all for entertainment. It's not for entertainment. That's even like when I do my readings, I say to people, this is not for entertainment. You know, I do the readings because I really, you know, I believe in what I'm getting told or what I'm being shown. And if I've got customers that keep coming back to me, I must be doing something right. But I even don't ask them up front what they want to know. I don't want to know. If they do, I dismiss that completely. I completely dismiss that that reading and say, look, no, I don't want to know. They're not even allowed to tell my staff when making a booking. So I know that sounds really strict and probably harsh to a lot of people, but it's not worth it. Why? We've got Sharon G, yes, appearing on the screen. I don't know how. How is that even possible? Is this so weird or what? I don't know what's going on. I've got okay, very interesting. So let's see here. Yeah, so unfortunately, I think it's all gone to his head, the H-man. I think it's gone to his head. Look, he's probably a lovely person. If you actually met the guy, he's probably a really nice person. But I mean, I can't say anything about him as a person because I don't know him as a person. But as far as what he's doing, like the second someone's dead, it's like everyone's expecting him to instantly make contact or try to abuse that that chance of that spirit settling or becoming accustomed. Can you imagine? I'm going to give you an example. Say someone has just been murdered and that spirit or that soul of that individual is still in shock. The first ones that they're going to turn to are going to be like family. That's a given. The first ones, if they're going to be here, they're going to turn to family. They're going to be like, my God, I'm so sorry. I wish I had time to take back all the things that I've said and done, because that's when you get actual spirit visitations. Many of them are just saying, I don't want them to worry. I don't want them to be, you know, stressing about things. You know, this is where the money is, or that's where this is why it happened. You know, I mean, sometimes even the spirit doesn't know what's going on because they have basically just had that complete 1 minute they're here, next minute what happened. And it does, you know, like from what they say, it does feel like a shock to their system. So why would they go to someone who's running a spirit box, who has, you know, just started calling out to them? I mean, think of how cruel that is too. I mean, this person might not know anything about, you know, the afterlife, might not have ever really had an interest in it. They suddenly find themselves, you know, killed in a plane crash. Their wife is absolutely devastated. Their family is beyond belief, you know, like, my God, what's just happened? But not only that, there were other people in that plane too. If he was really going to make contact, why didn't he ask for all of them to come through? Why just the big names or the big name? I can't understand the logic in that. I think that's just cruel, and God forbid his wife ever go on YouTube or see this. I mean, how broken would you be? You're broken enough to be losing your daughter and your husband in the same breath, and then your friends on top of it, and then all of a sudden there's this stranger you haven't even asked to make contact or anything like that. And yeah, people can say, yes, Karen, well, look at you and your, you know, William Terrell thing, and, you know, the people from the what's it called, the Amityville home, and you know, Madeleine. I can understand that, but the thing is, these are people that are like, we really don't know what happened. There's no real explanation to it, and maybe there can be an explanation from them. We know what happened with that plane crash. We know what happened with that Extasian person. We know what happened. With these cases, no one really understands what happened. The Amityville murders, this guy's claiming to be hearing the voice of the devil or whatever, telling him that his family are planning to kill him and he's got to go and kill them, and that's why he did it. And all these other things, and the movies and the books and everything that had been made on top of it, monetize on the misery of a family being wiped out. And then we've got, you know, like that thing that came, I mean, in that live stream, that was pretty creepy. That was a long live stream, by the way. And the thing is, that was a live stream. It wasn't recorded without anyone being around and then put up online. These were things that were actually in live streams. So you've got a question? Just ask your question. I can see the things. Thing is, a lot of great research out there from older researchers. Their studies are in other languages and never converted to English. Years ago, me and my science teacher tried converting Barker's work. Had a dream of my sister. She died last August. In the dream, she had a ball of energy in her hands and gave that to me. No, I don't know what that means. That actually could be that, you know, she was just, I mean, really, I mean, we have dreams. We all have dreams, but we've all got our own way of thinking. Let me put it that way. You've got your own way of belief and thinking. And sometimes it's like when Spirit shows me things, for example, I might see certain things and I interpret it in my own way, but it may mean something else, if you know what I mean. So your sister, like dreaming of your sister, may have been a visitation. Usually these are things like, you know, visitation dreams, you can't forget them. they are like, you could recall them 10 years, 20 years down the track, and you know it exactly in detail, how it felt, how you felt, what you said to them, the thing that happened. It is one that it stays with you. But also, we do have our own consciousness, which unfortunately can interfere with our dream process as well. But as far as, giving you a ball of energy, I don't know. Maybe, maybe it's, what do you make of it? Do you feel like maybe she was just giving you a sign that her spirit is with you? Maybe that's what it is. First of all, before you ask others what things mean, ask yourself, what did that mean to me? What did I feel from that? Did you, in your dream, ask her what it was? So just remember that, with dreams, I always say to people, make a dream diary. Write down everything that you can recall in that dream from the moment you wake up. Whilst it's fresh in your mind, write it all out. Try to, and through the day, you'll get little bits and pieces come to you about that dream. You might get certain colors that stood out to you in that dream that you forgot to write down. How vibrant was that ball of energy? Was it sparking? Was it like one of those Tesla things? Was it just a light? Was it like just a ball of light? You did energy healing. So you did energy healing for yourself, or it was done on you? Maybe she gave me the energy that I gave to her when she was sick. Could be. It's a personal thing, especially, if you have a visitation dream, that's a personal thing. So I really think it's important for you to just ask yourself, what did I feel from that? What do I feel this meant? Because usually the answer's already within you. So, sometimes they pass the light. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it is, for your mother, like you're saying. So did anyone else have any questions? His mother was sick and he did energy healing for her and she had no pain anymore. Well, that's good. That's good. Whatever helps, I say. Sometimes, we can will it as well. I mean, it's amazing, the human mind. It really is. Our mind can make us sick. Will you talk about your pendant? This pendant, Sharon? Is that what you're talking about? This pendant? That's the Om symbol. That's the symbol of meditation. When we just universal sound. That's what that is. So it's just the Om symbol. You can actually, Google it. It's just a peaceful symbol. Is there anything else? I don't know how it's coming up on the screen there saying Sharon G, yes. How did that even happen? And when did that happen? It's been up there for quite some time, hasn't it? Where did that come on? Trying to find, as I'm going back over the live stream. It's weird. It's been there since I played that video of that spirit in my daughter's room. It's my recommendation for you. Thank you. Well, I'm looking at the time. It's almost, it's 5 minutes away from 2 a.m. here. And I've got a busy day today, so I'm going to go. Look at all the twos. The 22nd of the 2nd, 2020. You know what? I've just noticed that my time on my laptop is showing up as an American time. It's interesting because my region is Australia. Why is it? There we go. That might help. Yep, just fixed it. It was actually showing up as an American time. They have theirs as the month, then the day, then the year, and it sort of threw me. Then I'm thinking the 2nd of the 22nd. Anyway, well, I'm going to go because I've got to go. Shush you guys, and thank you so much for, thank you, Sam, for telling me about the StreamYard product. So I finally got to do the stream. And I'm hoping to try and get another person into the stream, a mystery guest, who I did send an invite to, but it's probably too early for where they are. I think they're in Seattle, so way too early in the morning there for them. But I'll see how we go. And thank you so much for those that have joined in tonight's live stream. I really appreciate it. I thank you for all your patience. Hope it's helped. Anyway, you take care, and I'll see you all in the future. Bye-bye.